Welcome back, everyone, to It's Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol only on. It is the Last Call YouTube channel. Now, join me on the line. This man here, well, he is waiting in the wings. He's coming off a very impressive win over Ronald Ellis, but, well, he still wants the ultimate prize, and that is a fight with Canelo Alvarez come hell or high water. I give you once again one of the hardest hitting fighters pound for pound in the business. I give you David Benavidez. Dave, let's start off here with you, Ronald Ellis. Were you surprised that he was able to take this? I mean, because usually you get guys out of there pretty quickly. He stayed for a good long time. Were you surprised that he was able to sometimes weather the storm, as they say?
Yeah, no, I was a little bit surprised, but not too surprised. There's some guys, that have never been stopped, and it takes them a little bit longer, to throw in the towel than others or to stop them. But I feel like everything was good. The game plan was good. The game plan was keep the pressure on him, keep throwing combinations. And I was going to keep doing that until he stopped. I seen that he was hurt a lot of times. So, I figured that it was a matter of time. And I mean, it was a little bit later than I expected, but I still got the stoppage, so I feel like, that's exactly what I worked for. So I was very happy with the performance I put on. And, hats off to Ronald Ellis. He was a tough competitor, a tough fighter, but I still got the TKO victory.
What do you feel that you could improve on from that fight? Like now that you've had time to decompress, everything's sort of, just more business, you no longer, the adrenaline is sort of gone a bit. When you look back at that fight, what do you look and go, I could tighten this up, or I could do this better. This is something I need to work on going forward.
There's a lot of stuff we could always improve on. And, the plan is always to improve each fight. And, I seen some stuff that I felt like I could improve on. I could have did better. And so, that's exactly what we're trying to do. There's a lot of just movement, cutting off the ring and stuff like that. But, I feel like if I put those little finishing touches together, I feel like I'm going to be, an unstoppable fighter and, a great force to be reckoned with. As a fighter, as a professional fighter, you want to critique yourself as much as possible, just to get better, within each fight. And so, that's kind of what I try to do every fight. Every fight I try to critique myself and give myself new things to work on for when the new fight comes in, those problems or that's, things that you feel like you could have done better on, get better on. So, it's a learning experience and, we're just going to keep pushing forward. But, the training camp was great. We did 3 months in training camp. It was a hard training camp. I put everything into that training camp. So, I feel like I did, exactly how I was supposed to do. I feel like I had a great fight, and now I'm just looking to the next one.
Going into this fight, I know you and your team wanted to make a statement. A lot of things had gone on. A lot of things had sort of, gotten away from you here and there in a lot of places. Was the team happy? I mean, were they? I know that you won. I know you won by knockout, but were they? At the end of the day, were they happy with the complete performance as well as you?
Yeah, exactly. We were all happy. This is a guy that's never been stopped. This is a guy who only had one loss, and I told you I was going to go in there and I was going to punish him until he stopped, until he quit, and that's exactly what I did. I feel like every time you see my fights, they're very dominating performances. It was a close fight at the beginning, not too close because, by the dynamic and, just seeing where the fight was going, everybody knew I was in charge of the whole fight. I was hurting them every single round. There's some good competitive rounds, but I think the thing that matters the most is that with my fights, I'm dominant from the beginning of the fight until the end of the fight. There's very little rounds where, it could go either way, so as long as I'm being dominant in every fight, every single round, I feel like, this is a great, there's a guy that's never been stopped, guy only has 2 losses. And, and I go in there and I dominate him every single round. I hurt him pretty much every single round. So, I feel like it was a great performance. Obviously, you could do better, and that's why we're in the gym training to become better. But, overall, we're all pretty happy. As long as my father's happy, and I feel like I'm happy with my performance, and, is on to the next.
We're going to go back to this fight a bit. Take us to the last year plus, though, because it's been tough, and I get it. As I say, you forget how young a lot of you guys are, including yourself. You've been fighting since all the way back in 2013, and yet you're still 24 years old. How tough has this been for you with COVID, where there's been times you have a lot of time in your hands. There's been times where you can't do stuff you like because, this got shut down or that got shut down or you can't meet groups. I mean, how much has this year for you just been mentally draining in that it really, put you on, a place where you had to give up a lot?
Well, the last year especially was very hard because you just had to wait out a lot, and a lot of the fights weren't happening. And I think just with the rest of the world, COVID just messed everything up. But I mean, now that things are starting to move its way, everything is getting good. I feel confident that I'm gonna be putting up some good fights, and now I feel like I'm in the position where I want to be. Yes, I've been professional 8 years since I was maybe 16 years old, and right now I just turned 24. So it's been a long time. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a really long journey. But I feel like right now I have more power and more bigger opportunity to win more titles and to fight the fights that I want to fight. Back then when I was a little bit younger, I wasn't really thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about the future and my career and when all that stuff happened. But now that I just had my son, everything is good and I'm working as hard as I can, and I'm actually able to maybe to get a fight with Canelo when I get in a year or so. So now I know this is a time where I need to be more focused, extremely focused and work as hard as possible, because I know it's these big fights, they're only a phone call away. So I'm very motivated now. I've been having a great run since I came back from getting suspended. I've stopped everybody since I came back, and I'm just looking to keep it going. I feel like I have a lot of fans that support me, a lot of people that support me. So I just want to give them the best fights possible, and become champion once again, and be that people for my city, be that guy for all my people, for all the
How tough
Mexican,
was
Ecuadorian. I just want to be them. So I'm excited what's coming.
how tough was it watching Canelo versus
Yeah.
Anvil, Yidirim, where there's a part of you was probably looking going, that should be me. That's my top. That is my fight. If I had made weight, if I had taken care of Angulo, it'd be me, Canelo, Miami, it'd be a big deal. How tough was that watching that fight, knowing, damn it, this could have been me, and it just because a stupid mistake, I've lost out on
Yeah.
it for now.
Yeah, so when little mistakes, they pop up in front of you, and things happen. You do get very upset, but that's why I said, like, the thing that matters right now is I'm healthy. I'm very motivated. I'm winning my fights, so I know my opportunity is gonna come because of the people are calling for that fight, and I feel like that's the best fight, for all the people out of everybody, in super middleweight division. I feel like me and him are the most anticipated fight. Me and Canelo would be the most anticipated fight. So, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, training, winning these fights. And I feel like the opportunity is going to come really soon.
How big is it for you to keep busy though? Because as we've seen, when usually you don't keep busy, just like most of us, crap gets out of hand. Whether it's weight, whether it's illegal substances, whether it's drinking. As somebody said, the more fighters or athletes are just sort of not doing anything, they get in trouble. So for you, how big is it this year to keep busy? Whether it's another fight, maybe two fights, something so that you're in that zone constantly of, all right, I have a fight coming up. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to keep the weight
Yeah.
down. How big is it for you this year to keep busy?
That's definitely, one of the big parts. I told my promotion company I didn't want to stay busy, and we've already coming up with the date. I'm probably gonna announce it soon, but that's why I'm in the gym training. And just coming from last year, I only had one fight in the whole year. So I'm just this right now. I think I'm gonna have 3 fights, 2 more fights. 3 fights to end this year, and I'm feeling really confident. In the where we're moving, and I talked to my promotion company. I told them I want to stay more active, and they agreed. So, I think just staying active and having them training camps, and staying on the weight, is very important for what happens, in the future. And so, we're definitely trying to stay on it and be as professional as possible.
You said that after the Angulo fight, you made changes. You did a lot of other things. Is it safe to say that also certain people have been either for whatever reason are now out of your life or in your life? I mean, is it safe to say that you're trying to cut out, the bad influences, people who sometimes might get you in trouble because, well, just trouble follows them around?
Yeah, you know, with the bad influence, there's not really no bad influence anymore. You know, since all that stuff happened with me, you know, I kind of cleaned myself out. But from the last camp, it was from the Angulo camp of not making weight. That was just not being smart and not being prepared and getting to the venue, you know, with all the restrictions with COVID and wasn't able to lose the weight. There wasn't too much people cut off since then. Since, you know, when I went to Big Bear, I think the big change was just going to Big Bear and just being more in a training camp. But you know, since now, you know, I already know how to control myself. Everything is good with myself, and I feel like, you know, I'm very motivated. But now, since I went to Big Bear and got, you know, a very good diet, you know, I feel like we're just gonna follow the plan, you know, because I was already on weight. I was on weight a week before the fight. I got there on Monday on weight, so I think that was just the last thing that I needed, you know, to fix myself and, you know, being good on the weight and not being able to worry about the weight no more. And, you know, it feels amazing, you know, and I know I can make 168 for at least 3 or 4 more years. So I feel like that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm in the best position I've ever been in my life. I'm more motivated than ever with my son and everything that's going on. The weight is looking good, you know, and I'm underweight right now. I'm like 185. So everything is going good. So I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for what comes.
You mentioned your son. I know in several interviews. How big is it now that it's no longer you fighting for you? It's you fighting for him. It's you fighting so that he doesn't have to do the same kind of, you know, stuff you were doing when you were 15, 16. How much more
Yeah.
motivation do you have now that it's like, okay, my son is now part of his career. You know, whatever I do, it now affects on him.
Yeah, it's so much motivation, man, because now, like, you know, I got my home and my stuff. You know, I want to give my son the best of the best. And, you know, say if I don't box no more, if I take a loss, you know, all this stuff is going away. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, they will go away for my son too. So now it's not that I have to, it's that I need to. You know, it's just that need that I need my son to have this, I need my son to have that. And, you know, I just want him, I want when, you know, by the time my career is done, I want him to look at me and be like, you know what, my dad was a good man. He was a professional when it came to his job, and I want to follow his footsteps. And that's what's really important to me right now. So and it's just like I said, it's a whole different level of motivation. And now it's not that I have to get it, it's that I need to get it. And you know, I feel like that was just the finishing touch. Now everything is set. My mindset is good. And now I'm just looking forward to achieve my dreams that I wanted for myself, you know, just being world champion in unified world champion. I feel like that's possible now.
Last question, I'll let you go. It's Canelo's world. He's the one who sets the terms, who does all this. Forget about fans. We don't, you know, fans are fans. Forget about media. We really don't matter. How do you convince Canelo that this is worth it? Because he's going to look and his people go, they're going to have questions like, oh, why should we give this guy a title shot when he can't make weight? Why should we give this guy a title shot when he, you know, has had issues with, you know, substances? Why should we give him the opportunity when this is a business and he doesn't seem to take it seriously? How do you convince him that your change, that this is going to be worth big money, that you are worth it, that you two are worth getting in the ring and fighting when it means a whole lot of money for a whole lot of people?
So the way I convince them is I just keep going out there and doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm stopping these people, you know, giving the people good fights. And at the end of the day, I feel like the fight's going to be demanded on some of the people who are going to call the fight, so you don't want to see a fight. And honestly, after he fights Billy Joe Sanders and Caleb Plant, who else is there left to fight at 168? There's nobody left. You know, so me being the young fighter, 24 years old, you know, stopping everybody, you know, 24 fights, 21 stoppages, I feel like I'm the perfect candidate. You know, even if Canelo doesn't want to fight me after he finishes these people, he has to fight me, because the people always want to see, you know, they want to see a young fighter versus the old veteran, you know, and I feel like that's where I come in. So, you know, I just got to keep, you know, giving some good knockouts, giving some good stoppages, and giving the fans the type of fights they want to see. And I think the fight, let alone, is going to be demanded on its own.
Well, very heavily, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, he's going to be fighting soon once the date comes soon. But in the meantime, we're just we are just in awe of his last win. Damn good performance. I give you once again undefeated knockout sensation. I give you David Benavidez. David, before I let you go, where can the fans check you out at? Where is the Twitter page, Instagram, the website? Where can fans hit you up at?
The Twitter page is Benavidez 300. Also, my Instagram page is Benavidez 300, and follow me on there. I'll giving you guys the latest on when I'm gonna come back. You know, the latest news and all that stuff. But also, I want to give this opportunity or give this moment to, you know, thank the fans. You know, I really appreciate the fans for everything they do. They give me that extra motivation to go out there and, you know, do what I got to do every day. So thank you so much again.
David Benavidez, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are proud to have him on the show. We come back, stay tuned for more great action here only on Last Call. Last Call with the Alcohol, only on the Last Call YouTube channel.